Hello friends, this is going to be a quick video for ways that you can move and stretch and release tension before you even get out of bed. I'm just going to be sitting on the floor to do it, but you can totally do it while you're still in bed or even in midday, like when you're in class or in the office. There's an ice storm going on right now, so if you hear anything weird, it's maybe my dogs. It's not reindeers on my roof, but there's quite a bit of ice sliding around. So anyway, the first thing to do when you first wake up, perhaps you can begin to notice or be curious about the very first thought you think. It's not always great. I'll admit, when I first started this practice of trying to pay attention, it's all cursing. It's all just frustration of the alarm going off and whatnot. But if we can make that switch, psychologically and mentally and energetically, it affects every facet of our lives. I promise. The way you start your day, is profound. So just being curious about that first thought and bring your awareness to your breath. So you can bring your awareness to your breath now. You can keep your hands where they're at or hand to belly and heart. Breathe against both hands and into the space between them. So we just notice the breath when we first wake up. We notice the thoughts, and perhaps we're able to shift our mind right away to gratitude. So that one of the first thoughts we think is, thank you for waking up. I'm so grateful that I woke up. Thank you for this breath, for this bed, for this pillow, these comforters, the sheets, this clean air, this roof over my head. Thank you. The second that we wake up, we have so much to be thankful for, right? Then when you are ready to move, of course, you can move and stretch in whatever ways that you normally like to, whether you're laying down or sitting up. But one of the first that I'll recommend for, especially if you're feeling like you have a bit of a tight neck, you're going to gently clasp or stack hands behind and gently press your head back into the hands, lengthening the spine, hips to the ground, head to the sky, as you gently allow your chin to tuck with this subtle pressure of the hands, but you're continuing to press the head back into the hands. Deep breaths. Only exploring and going to your edge of comfort, not beyond it, not into pain, no force, no strain, gently pressing the head back into the hands as the hands gently guide the chin to chest, and we breathe. Maybe just staying for a few breaths there. Then you're going to reach one hand around the back of your neck to grab the front here, or the side, and just gently pull back. I'm going to do that again. And just once more. And not pulling really hard, just being lovingly gentle and using only as much force as really feels safe and beneficial for you. So switching sides of that, gently pulling tension away from the neck and shoulders on this side. And then we can go same side to give this top of the shoulder a pinch or a pull down. And then the other. You can do them one at a time, or you kind of do them both. And I'm pulling kind of from the back, up, over, forward, and down. And we, of course, deal with rounded shoulders that we're trying to combat. But here I'm just sliding my fingers, pressing my fingers in just as much as feels helpful to me, right on those big knots that we tend to get on top of our shoulders. So then we want to invite in some healthy spinal ranges of motion. You could bring the hands behind and take a big breath in, lifting the chest, and then exhale to round your back. And do that again. Inhale to open up the front. Of course, you could be sitting crisscross applesauce or whatever works for you. Round the back. And then just once more here, inhale to really stretch and open the front. And sometimes, especially if my neck or back is feeling especially tight first thing in the morning, I'll let my legs lengthen out and then pile the pillows or comforters on top here so that I can lean forward and rest without being anywhere near my end range of motion, which I'm not going to be able to access when I first wake up in the morning anyway, but not trying to force that. Like, you want to stay in a place where your muscles, your body can soften and breathe, even if it feels like a bit of a stretch. So of course that will look different for everybody. If your low back and the backs of your legs are crazy tight, you might want a pillow under your knees instead of over top, or both. Let's just surrender here for a handful of breaths. Now, as long as you're not too deep in it, you could stay for, 6 or a dozen breaths, even whatever seems to be serving you. Again, especially if like my back, particularly my upper back, is feeling pretty tight that morning, then I will do the opposite. I will bring this stack of pillows or blankets, whatnot, behind me, and I'm going to lay back over it to open my chest. You can have the legs in any shape. Same with the arms. They could support the head if you need, or leg. Maybe you find that the stack underneath is a little too much, like especially first thing in the morning. You can slip that off. You can make it a little bigger, a little smaller. You can scoot a little higher or a little lower. You'll begin to really feel and get a sense of that in your body. In each of the choices that you make in this or any yoga class, and in each of the choices that you make throughout your day and life. So remember to shift focus to your breath, shine that light of your awareness to this life-giving force, the breath, it's vital energy. This gentle heart opener tends to be particularly gentle, so if it's feeling really good, it's one you could stay in for a few minutes. As long as the pillows aren't too big underneath of you, it doesn't begin to feel tense at all. Obviously, we're wanting to release tension, to wake up a bit more at ease, to get out of bed a bit more at ease, and trying to avoid coming into anything that is adding tension rather than releasing it. Maybe you find space for a little bit more gratitude. Maybe there's an intention that you want to set for your day. Perhaps there's something you have to really look forward to, and you can begin to allow yourself to feel the enjoyment of that, the joy of that. Perhaps if you have something challenging to do, you can take a moment to feel yourself grounding and feeling stable in your body, in your breath, and begin to visualize yourself freaking nailing it, like killing it all day, doing great, like flowing through your day with ease. So this is where affirmations and things along those lines can take your life, this practice, to a whole nother level. There's so much science behind that cool hippy dippy stuff now as well. The power of the mind, the power of the subconscious is wild. They say that our subconscious is most easily able to be tapped into, especially with powerful affirmations or gratitude practice, first upon waking and right before we fall asleep at night. So being able to incorporate a guided meditation or just some simple paying attention to your breath, maybe you just stay present to try to count 10 slow deep breaths in the morning before you go to bed at night. these small little things can really start to snowball and add up into a beautiful practice that can potentially be quite life-changing and shift quite a bit. So let me know if you have any questions. You can drop them right below. Same if you have concerns or requests. Much love. Peace.